Hi again, this is Dr. Bakr from Bakr Business and Management Academy. I'm happy to meet with everyone again. Today I'm going to keep on my last discussion in my last video on the project management part 2 about the macro and micro analysis of your project management. Especially in any research or publication, you might have a deep analysis on both the macro and micro analysis to understand the internal and external factor that you might have and assess the risk management, and also plan ahead with alternative plan B and C. Actually, you can have a direct access to my publications through this QR code. You can just scan and you can have free access to my publication, especially the PhD research and publication. It's free access, free of charge for everyone around the world. This is also direct QR code access to my Bakr Business and Management Academy. You can have my last videos and you will have soon by next week my seminar number 18 with UNICAF University. I'm going to prepare for how to preparing interview guides, especially if you are studying PhD or you are preparing on your master degree to have a master degree by research thesis. So you will have a very insightful guide on preparing interview, how you can link and integrate with the project management, and how you can consider your research as a project to make sure that your project will be successfully accomplished and achieved by the end of your research. Today, I'm going to start by the macro analysis I did in my PhD research, actually about international onshore doctoral students at the Australian University in Australia. Because Australia was a highly restricted COVID-19 restriction during the pandemic, so it was impacting dramatically lots of hundreds of thousands of international students in Australia comparing to any other country, any other countries around the world. I was analyzing actually among the macro analysis I did, what is the university social responsibility standing among one of the subsidiary components of the corporate social responsibility, and how can the increasing or enhancing the level of customer relationship management or CRM will impact both the USR, University Social Responsibility, and CSR, which is referring to corporate social responsibility. And among the micro levels, I was integrating and initiating some strong links and interlinks. How can we improve the CRM to have a good standing and positioning for the USR and a good implementation in a good practice for the corporate social responsibility among universities or Australian universities specifically? I was considering that all the universities are considered business organization because they are not acting actually as a non-profit organization, and that's why we are dealing with the universities as a business organization, and they should have something common between all the universities, which is called university social responsibility. We have to take care about the mental health of our students. We have to take care about avoiding any kind of liminality and marginalization for overseas students, especially caring about the mental health and liminality, and taking into consideration that many of the overseas students studying in any foreigner countries they are feeling loneliness, liminality, marginalization, and unfortunately, in many occasions, discrimination and racism. This kind of emotional behavior among the students or the overseas students is impacting the mental health, and it is impacting indirectly the gross domestic product of the country they are studying. So based on my study in Australia, I was analyzing very impressive impact on the real estate, and I was reflecting about that the rental health business in Australia, more than 63% of the rental houses in Australia was done by the overseas students before traveling to Australia to study. And once we do have highly restrictions during the COVID-19, there is zero student coming to Australia. So we have been impacted at least with a minimum of 63% of the real estate business and industry, impacting and reducing trillions of dollars that those hundreds of thousands of people are generating into the economy. Not only that, also people are investing in lots of direct and indirect investment and working in lots of casual and part-time and gig work sometimes. And I'm highly recommending the Australian federal government to reframe the higher education policy and the education policy in Australia to take care about the overseas students and the impact on the GDP in Australia, because it's very valuable to assess the qualifications and potential of the overseas students, especially the doctoral students, who are most commonly participating in teaching at the universities, being hired as academics in lots of universities, and also it is highly matching the gaps to fill the skilled worker in Australia, where the Australian government is struggling to fill this gap, while have lots of confusion, unfortunately, between the restrictions on visa, restrictions on everything, and the actual regulations that happened on a daily basis. So this micro and macro analysis you must have lots of factors actually. So let's move forward to discuss the RACI, which is a breakdown or a type of responsibility assignment matrix, and we break down the RACI chart between or among responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. So if you are working in any of the project management, you should have the sense of responsibility or the difference between responsible and accountable. So responsibility, everyone is responsible of the special or the specific task they are achieving. However, accountability, it's a higher level of leadership and responsibility. Consider that you are working on a specific task with your colleagues in any project, like any software update, and you are in a break, and you do have some technical issue happens that needs immediate or promptly interruption from your side. So it's not your specific job to do, it's your colleague's job, but your colleague is in a break. However, you don't like to help your colleague while your colleague is on a break. So it's not accountability. Accountability, it's a higher level of responsibility and feeling and teamwork spirit, and like an integration of high sense of responsibility that all the team together can have a terrific job and achievements. So in such case, if I'm the software engineer that I'm facing this issue. So I'll be calling my colleague. If my colleague will not be replying to me because my colleague is in a break. So I'm going to call my manager and say I face this, but the person in charge is in a break. I try to reach out and the person is not reachable. May I interrupt because it will create a problem to our software. So in such case, I'm not overcoming my colleague's responsibility, but however, I have a high sense of accountability. And it's a higher sense of leadership style and integration in our job implementation. Consultant, it's a two-ways communication. If we go to the consulting part, between the project manager and the team, it's two ways communication between everyone to have an update about the progress of your work and to have an advice from the project manager and also to deliver to the project sponsor or board of committee or steering committee at your project governance. However, informed, it is a way of informing internally to externally our stakeholders who are not living and seeing the progress of our project on a daily basis. So we need to have two-way communication. We have to have one-way communication to inform our stakeholders or customers by the progress. It could be by specific announcement for a meeting or publication advertising on our website or bulk emails to our customers. So lots of ways to inform our stakeholders about the progress of our project. And also it's very important to have a feedback from our customers about the review and implementation of our projects. To have this progress in our project management, sometimes you need to have a change management process. But I'm not talking about the change management that you cannot control externally. Like the research I did, it's considered a mega project because actually it's a multinational project that I'm going to proceed further in supporting universities overseas and in Australia. It's a mega project that I would like to proceed in stages, and it's already in process by achievement. I'm going to start next Tuesday with one of my seminar with the UNICAF University that I'm going to provide more details soon today. In any of the project management, you need to change the process. So change management, while you have lots of external factors like the research I did, I cannot change the Australian federal government, but I can suggest and recommend to the Australian government that while proceeding to my analysis, especially the micro-analysis, I can refer how many billions of dollars they invested on the mental health of Australian and permanent citizen in Australia, and how many billions they lost while excluding the overseas students from being capable to reach out and come to Australia and came to Australia during the COVID. How many trillions of dollars they lost for the real estate because of these restrictions, and how can they overcome the confusion, the ongoing confusions in the regulations and visa restrictions on many of the international students living in Australia, while having a highly recognized and realized conflicts between the desire and the needs. They need people to come, they need their money. But however, the restrictions and regulations that are in place restricted and forbid this money to be injected in Australia. It's a kind of change management process. Sometimes we can change, we can advise the regulation, but however, we can hire the potential people internally in our project how to work in this sentiments analysis and how we can have some kind of advanced techniques in publications, in the project management itself, how we can communicate with our board of directors, and how we can make the impact analysis before having an approve or deny, and before starting to implement the change, and before having also some kind of stage which is crucially important, the review and reporting of the implementation of your project. You can avoid any disaster, especially in very soon or during my upcoming videos. I'm going to discuss in very more details about the biggest scandals and pitfalls in project management in Australia, in the Australian government payroll project for health government, for the health sector, which is a big failure in the project management around the world. And we are going to discuss also about how we can make our project successfully, avoiding corruption, avoiding public corruption, avoiding lack of performance, and respecting the diversity and integrity of everyone working in any project. So once you have a specific role in the project management, you can have some similar project management software. It's very easy to communicate with your peers and colleagues, subordinates, to assign the WBS or work breakdown structure, to specify the planning or the plan starting date, ending date, and codify with colors, with different colors, what should be the tracking the performance of the people working into your team. Is everyone on track? Is everyone needs any support? So this is not a micromanagement. It's completely different from the micromanagement, which is generating negative sense of cooperation between all the teams. However, it's much more democratic leadership style, how to view the performance of your team without making or creating any stress, and supporting, be side to side to your team, and supporting everyone in the appropriate time to avoid any lateness or to avoid the project slack or creep, and avoid having any lateness for the project deadline. As I was promising during my video today, so I'll be podcasting live with UNICAF University. Thank you so much for the Dean of the Research Doctoral Studies at the university, and thank you so much for all the leadership team that has been inviting me to participate and to conduct the seminar 18 in preparing interview guides to explain and codify how to create an effective interview guide that will enrich your research outcome. Any research in the world is very valuable, and we should know how to highlight and shine the potential of your outcome and research. It's a kind of integration in simplify, breaking down how to create your research questions, how to order and planning the first stage of your research, the second stage, and how you can respect the ethical consideration among the process or during the process, and how can you resume, refine, and collaborate with your colleague researchers and previous scholars on the same topics. It is very insightful to listen and participate. So I'll be leaving the QR code. It's a free direct access to participate and to confirm that you will attend. So we will have the exact number to participate. Up to date, we will have around 400 participants. and I'm also accelerating much more people from everywhere in the world, because it's one of the major and crucial aims in my PhD research is to support the doctoral students everywhere in the world. So wait for me. Next time I'll be participating. I'll be presenting for this preparing interview seminar with the UNICAF University in Cyprus. It will be for 1 hour presentation, and we will have a very excellent chance for everyone for another 1 hour for question and answer to participate, to ask me for any topics relating to your research and how we can consider your research as a project management planning, and how you can make sure that your project will be successfully achieved in the specific time. Wait for me. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget, please, to subscribe to my channel, like my video, and looking further to see everyone in the UNICAF seminar. Thank you. Bye-bye.